Well, we've got an NFC West showdown for Monday Night Football tonight. The San Francisco 49ers visit the Arizona Cardinals. San Francisco is currently installed as a 7-point favorite on BETDAQ, 37.5 the total. You might notice that's a very low total, and that's because we do not expect a whole lot of scoring here tonight. These two teams very similar, both based around dominant defenses, both limited on offense. Now, San Francisco so far this season has been a little bit better on offense and a little bit better on defense, which is why they're 7-point road favorites in this game. But you look at these two teams, I mean, the last couple of games, both these teams having big problems on offense. Arizona, if you remember, they were the surprise of the league through 4 weeks, won their first 4 games off to a 4-0 start, but they've now lost 3 in a row. They've got a different quarterback. Kevin Kolb was injured 3 games ago. Kolb, of course, had led them to those 4 victories after losing out in the battle for the starting job in the preseason. John Skelton was named the starter heading into the season. Skelton hurt himself in week 1. Kolb, as we said, played those first 4 games, and even though the Arizona offense wasn't doing a whole lot, Kolb led a couple of nice fourth-quarter scoring drives. He was making some winning plays. Since Skelton's been in there, he hasn't been able to do that. Cardinals have now lost 3 straight games. In these last 3 games, they have combined for 33 points. Now, San Francisco, in their last 2 games, won a win over Seattle last week, won a loss against the New York Giants. They've only combined for 16 points in those 2 games. So you've got the Niners combining for 16 points in their last 2, Arizona combining for 33 points in their last 3, and now these teams face each other. You know, we don't expect a whole lot of scoring here at all. I know 37.5 is an extremely low total, but unless we get some defensive touchdowns or some turnovers that lead to easy points, I have a hard time seeing this game go over 37.5. Now, we might get some turnovers because John Skelton, the now Arizona Cardinals quarterback, one of his biggest, or probably the worst stat you can have as a quarterback, he leads the league over the last year in percentage of his passes that are intercepted. John Skelton has thrown 349 passes in the last year, 17 interceptions. That's 5%. 5% of John Skelton's passes get intercepted. That is worse than the league. That is not good when you're going up against a defense like the San Francisco 49ers. Skelton's going to need to play well tonight. Arizona has not been able to run the football at all. That's really what separates these two offenses, because Alex Smith, San Francisco 49ers quarterback, he's really struggled the last couple of weeks as well. The Niners passing game really holding this team back right now, 28th in the league in pass yards per game. But the Niners can run the football. Number 1 in the league in rush yards per game. And again, that's the difference. At least the Niners are doing something well on offense. The Arizona Cardinals right now are not doing anything well. 31st in the league in total offense. That's next to last. 27th in the league in points scored. Not very good. And to tell you the truth, I'd be very surprised with a Cardinals win here tonight. 7 points, a lot of points for a situation like this. This game is going to be very similar to last week's game, San Francisco taking on the Seattle Seahawks, another NFC West team. You remember, San Francisco, I believe, was a 7.5-point favorite in that game, somewhere around that area, 7 or 7.5, depending on where you got it. They won 13-6, an ugly, low-scoring game. Expect a very similar type of game tonight, and 7 points feels like a lot, but I do lean towards the Niners minus that 7 if I had to pick one side or the other in terms of the handicap, but the safer play is San Francisco on the money line, currently offered at 136 on BETDAQ. I know those odds aren't very friendly, but again, you'd be very surprised if Arizona won this game. It'd be borderline shocking, I think, if Arizona were to win this game tonight. But it would not be at all surprising if this game were to be close and San Francisco won a 14-10 type game, which obviously would be an Arizona cover. So uncomfortable about the line in this game, but feel very comfortable that San Francisco is going to win the game. So I do like the Niners at 136 on the money line, and I lean towards the under, but it's so tough to bet under a number like 37.5, especially with one quarterback in this game who leads the league in interception percentage. So might stay away from the total. The handicap makes me a little nervous, but hey, you got to risk money to win money sometimes, and I do think San Francisco on the money line at 136 is a good bet tonight.